topic is the Medicare physician fee schedule. In the final rule, they clarified the definition of the Incident to rule. The definition of auxiliary personnel was also clarified to require that the individual furnishing the Incident to services must meet applicable requirements to provide the services, be appropriately licensed, so not just a medical assistant, or but check your state licensure as well as each payer that you're participating with, so that the state laws are followed as well as the billing rules are followed for what the individual is required or allowed to do according to the scope of service for their training and licensure. In some cases, physician or practitioner supervising the service is not the same individual who originally treated the patient. So for 2016, CMS finalized proposals to specify that only the supervising physician may bill Medicare for the Incident to services. So what does that mean? If you're in a big group practice and Dr. Burns has a patient who needs to come back in 2 weeks and Dr. Burns is going on vacation, and so the patient's going to come in 2 weeks for follow-up and see the nurse practitioner and be billed under the doctor who's supervising. That doctor is not Dr. Burns on the date of that follow-up visit because Dr. Burns is away. It could be Dr. Jones who's in the office that day and is in the office suite and immediately available if needed. So you bill that secondary visit that the nurse practitioner is personally performing under Dr. Jones. And I know that it's a common practice for revenue sharing and so forth to link that nurse practitioner to Dr. Burns because it's Dr. Burns' patient, but that's fraudulent. You have to know whose feet are on the property in the office, not available by telephone link and things like that. So be very careful. There's a lot of fraud and abuse that goes on with Incident to billing. Another thing is mid-level providers cannot see a patient for a new problem, and they can never see a new patient and bill it under the Incident to rule because it has to have been previously treated by the physician who is the supervising physician. So CMS does have to make sure that the billing rules for Incident to have been clarified. That's why it was brought up again. And as far as which insurance companies will credential mid-levels, which will waive these rules because they tell you to bill under the collaborative agreement and things like that, those do vary on state levels and they vary by insurance payer. So I won't really address that. If you have any credentialing concerns, I always call Denise, and I know that she is exhibiting expedited credentialing service here in the hall. So stop by and say hello to her and ask her what she knows about Incident to enrollment for the different payers because it varies. And of course you can chat with all the payers who are here today and find out what their regulations are. So this is the federal rule, and then you also have local rules and payer-specific rules on top of that.